Hi guys, welcome to another morning flow. Like a lot of my classes, we are going to be working that spine both by stretching and getting length and providing traction, and by adding in some strength-based components to help tone up our central line through our spine. Alright, when you're ready, get yourself comfy on the mat. We're going to start in a child's pose, or whatever variation of this pose makes sense for your body. For a lot of people, we just like to flip over, lay on our back, and pull our knees into our chest to whatever ability or whatever comfort level we have through our mid-region and hips. Also, you're always welcome to just sit or stand. Just get yourself in a position where you can settle into your breath. Take an internal scan of the body, see what's going on, see what you feel where. And maybe it's a place where you feel safe enough to close your eyes to really drop in. And then when you're ready, stretch your arms actively long in front of you. And then pull your body up into tabletop position. Settle the weight between the hands and the feet. Full palms down. Press the tops of the feet down as well, right? Anchor your points. And then start to flex and extend the spine. When we first start, the mobility of the flexion and extension can be pretty small. I really want the focus to be anchoring down evenly from feet and hands. Can we use that strength and closed circuits of pressing down to then allow the mobility to increase in the spine? Good. And the next time we arch our back, keep this position and then just bend your elbows. Let the chest and chin come closer to the ground. If you feel any shaking, that's where you stop. Exhale, press yourself back up. Round your back body. Inhale, arch the spine, look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower to whatever level you like. With strength, inhale, press yourself back up. Core is engaged through this whole cycle. Then round your back body at the top. And then move through these movements with the breath leading the change, modifying to make it work the best for your body. And then next time you choose to lower your chin and your chest down to the ground, hold. You press down on your hands, lower the hips down, and bring the chest through between your hands. Yeah, now you're in a cobra position. Your belly is down, your chest is lifting, your eyes are looking forward and then maybe up. Legs are long behind you. Top of the feet are still actively pressing down, right? Hold that anchor point. And then from here, take your left arm and thread it underneath the right and let all of your body roll itself open. Bend the right knee and then just start to do big intuitive circles with that upper arm. That shoulder is free to move as it needs. I'm here doing just big windshield wiper opening of my chest and circling my arm back. Just allowing the shoulder to find some space off the rib cage. Right, this joint space is a free floating joint space, so your scapula is just kind of floating over your rib cage with a bunch of different connective tissue and muscle attachments holding it in place. Move those muscles, stretch them out. You find a good spot, stay. Stay and take a nice big deep breath. And then from here, come onto the elbow of your left arm. Right leg stacked on top of the left. Nice, strong, straight line. Engage our obliques and lift the hips up. You can use a hand for assistance. It's just a form of side planking. Do a couple rounds of these or hold, whatever you prefer. Nice big cycles of breath. And then come back to that Sphinx pose. So roll onto your belly. You're on your elbows. Your chest is puffing forward. Your belly is soft. If you want to come up onto your hands to get a deeper stretch through your midsection, you're welcome to do so. And then we just switch sides. This time, right arm threads underneath the left. Your body rolls onto your right side. Left knee bends. And then you play with this top shoulder, this free form shoulder. Move it around in whatever ways it feels good. Right here, I encourage you to challenge yourself to figure out, how do I find the edge of stretch and sensation that actually is appropriate for my body? Right? When we manage chronic pain, our sensation levels are all whacked up. And a lot of times we like to push sensation. We like to really change what we feel.
What's up, baby?
So for here, how can we slow it down and maybe like dial it back? What I like to say to my clients, dial it back 10% and then see how you feel. You're still going to get that intensity, feel like you're getting a good stretch, but you're not pushing past that edge of tolerance in your body. So if you find yourself booming and busting a lot with your pain management, this is going to be a key factor for you. How do I dial it back like 10% by listening to my body, listening to the pain sensations, and finding its edge but not pushing past it? That's a really subtle line that probably changes from day to day. And that's why we call this a practice, right? That's why we keep coming back to this work. Good. And coming into our side plank, so straighten the front leg. Come up onto your right elbow. With strength, engage those side obliques. Lift the hips up. Lift and hold if you prefer. Or do a few rounds. And then this time, roll onto your back. Bend the knees, hug them into your chest. Roll at your ankles and just kind of land for a second. How are we feeling? Catch your breath. Slow down the heart rate. Maybe open the eyes, touch base with your whole body, not just the areas that are really loud. Can you find areas in the body that feel really good? Strengthen those pathways. And start to roll yourself back and forward on your spine if this is safe for your body. If you're on a smoother surface and you have a good mat underneath you, I encourage it. Please be gentle, especially if you have spinal abnormalities or structural changes in your spine. Come to standing and then roll your arms up over your head, back down to your hips and side body. Do this a few more times, puffing out your chest. Good, and then from here, forward fold yourself down on an exhale. Lift one leg up, standing split. Open up the hip, so roll the hip of the leg that's lifted over the standing leg. And then gently, with control, that floating leg, let it land at the back of the mat. And slowly, with the hands on the ground, walk your torso in between your hands. Toes are facing forward. And then you hang out. You can bend your knees if you know you have some tightness in the back of your legs and you need to kind of slowly warm up this space before you can just fold yourself forward with straight legs. Just hang out here. I am a bit moving in this position because I have some pretty dense connective tissue throughout my torso and shoulders. So as I move myself around, I find that over time I can get into this position with more ease in my body. It just takes me a little bit to get there. I'm going to provide us some traction for my neck spine by bringing my hands to the base of my neck. Just breathing, let the weight of my hands slowly pull my torso down. Listen to the body. Modify as needed. Make sure any position you're in, you can take a big, full cycle of breath and have it feel good. And then just bring your hands down, kind of like a halfway lift. Lift the arm up towards the sky, and then thread it behind the hand towards the opposite foot. Working our rotation, such an important movement for our torso that for a lot of people gets really stagnant. So we're really rotating the rib cage forward and back, engaging those obliques, twisting through our center line, finding articulation through those little bones of our spine. And then exhale, let it go. Shake out the head. And just do the opposite side. Opposite arm comes down. Other arm lifts up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, and then threads it behind the stationary arm towards the opposite foot. You can let the eyes follow the hands. We're getting rotation all the way up into our cervical or neck spine. Notice how the shoulder bone articulates with the ribs. For a lot of us, it can be kind of crunchy and cracky. That's normal. We have a lot of lymphatic vessels there, and that area of the body tends to kind of get overworked when we live in a kind of rounded forward computer-like posture all the time. Good, and then let that go. Shake out the head. Arms can come into whatever position makes sense for your body. And we're hanging out again. Bend the knees if you need. We're trying to get that booty to get high up into the sky so that our spine can really traction long with the help of gravity. Good, and then walk your hands to the back part of the mat or to the opposite leg. Slowly lift the back leg up off the ground. Open that hip and stack it on top of the standing leg. And have the floating leg come down to meet the standing leg. Widen the space between the feet. Sink the hips low. And then straighten the legs long. Get the hips up, up, up. Really open up that back line of our body. And move through this flossing a few more times, especially if you struggle with having sciatica or any type of nerve pinching through that low lumbar, going down our booty into our legs. It's a great nerve floss for you to do on a daily basis, in all honesty, if you're managing that. Good, and then step whatever foot you want towards the front part of your mat. Again, coming back to that forward fold, walk your hands to the middle of the mat. Send the torso long. We're reevaluating how the back line feels of our body. Can we really get that booty to get up as high as we can? So then gravity is literally pulling our spine down. And I'm searching for some more activation through my spine, so I'm going to reach my hands forward, temper my fingers, so lift up my fingers and engage my shoulders, and pull my torso away from my hips. A very active traction. Feels super nice for the spine, as well as building those like stabilizer strength, all the little segmental muscles that help stabilize our spine. I love this one. Big breath. Oh yeah, and out. Walk the hands back, halfway lift, and then slowly work your hands up towards your inner thighs of your knees. So stack your torso a bit more on top of your hips. Bend into the knees, and then use the strength of your hands pushing down and back into the thighs to open up the inner thigh space and roll the shoulder down and broaden the chest. So gentle twisting as we press. So you press the right arm in, spine twist left. And keep moving through these back and forth at your own pace. If something feels good, stay in that position. You're really waking up the body, creating new neural connections, strengthening the details you feel through that rotational ability of our spine. Good, and then straighten the legs, bring the hands to that low back space, send the hips forward, maybe feel a gentle crack through your SI joint, might feel nice. And then bring your hands up over your head, gentle side stretch. Do both sides, big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down, have them come to whatever leg feels intuitive, and just figure out how to roll yourself onto your back again. Bring the soles of the feet down, arms up over your head. Breathe, take it in. What do you notice? Sensations are loud, huh? Remember, this is safe. This is controlled movement that you're choosing what level of stretch you're going into. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now in your body, it may mean you need to do that, what we were talking about before, that dial back of like 10%. Our cognitive brain, that frontal brain that we tend to really live in, wants to push, wants us to get into that pose. It's an active unlearning of that in order for you to meet your body where it's at, especially if you fall somewhere on the disability spectrum, which for most people, this will happen sometime in their life as we age, go through any major injuries, or we have some presentation of something that's congenital. Learn to listen to the body. Alright, hope you enjoyed that class. Hope the spine feels more awake. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.